Yes, digital product family. Hope you guys are well, guys. This is an important one. I get a lot of these questions, and it's help, AJ. I got no sales. What shall I do? Is my store dead? Tell me, please, guys. I'm gonna go through some answers today, where I answer some of these questions, general questions actually, because obviously I can't go into specifics with regards to your own personal store, but I can give you some general tips, some general advice. Hopefully that will help you anyway. And remember, if you got any comments, or you got any specific questions, drop it in the comments below and I will try to help you out. But before I do, as usual, if you love digital products, you love creative researching and listing and all of that mad stuff, then please hit the like, subscribe, smash that notification bell. And don't forget to share, because we love to share. Guys, I'm also going to be doing a series of these help videos where people got some certain questions. So I try and do some general answers to help you guys out, because I get some emails and I get some questions sometimes, and I can't just keep answering everybody specifically. So I thought it's really cool if I can do something like general, so I can help like a wider audience. I do help specific, so I can help a lot of people. Anyways, so let's go with this one. So the first question is, hey AJ, I have no sales. Is my store dead? Okay. So firstly, there's still more to what I need to find out. Firstly, it's important for me to know how long have you not had sales? That's a very important question for me to be able to say if it's dead or not. If it's a recent one, so I'm gonna try and like answer it like with recent and how long. I would say a store that hasn't had sales in probably around a year, like no sales, I would say that's pretty much dead. I think that store's pretty much dead. Now, the thing is, what you got to understand is Etsy's full of dead stores. If you look around, especially when I do my analysis, I look around and I see a lot of these listings that are just zeroed out. What I mean by that is like there's no sales, and I look like year on year, no sales. The reason for that is it's either like a store that's been opened and the seller just can't be bothered to carry on. They moved on. They just left it there. But it's literally like thousands of stores that are just hanging around, and they're just pretty much dead. And mainly because maybe the sellers can't be bothered with it. They moved on. Maybe they've given up. Maybe they didn't realize that how much, like this was what it took kind of to do. Maybe they thought that they could make money quickly, and it took longer than they thought. There's many reasons why people stop things. So I can't really go into why they've stopped it, but all I can say is that there are lots that have stopped and that their stores are dead. And there's also other reasons, like maybe they're selling the wrong item, maybe that they're actually not selling things that people actually want. If you're selling something that's not even in demand, that people don't want, just because you may like the design, then it's not going to sell, is it? Simple. So there are many reasons why there are dead stores. But in general, I would say, if I'm going to say if a store is dead, it's pretty much having no sales in a year, in around a year, right? That's a good like benchmark. Now, if your store's not selling like in a month or 2 months, and you started recently, like you started 2 months ago, and you're saying you got zero sales, that's not a dead store. That's literally a case of it's new. There's a lot of things going on. Like it's obviously the Etsy algorithms trying to understand where you fit amongst everything. You're just starting out. It may be things that you need to still do. Maybe you need to check out your SEO. You still need to work on your SEO. Obviously, your listings, your images, all of that. It's just actually still fresh. It's still new. So you can't really, you can't even give it that kind of, it needs time until you can actually say for sure that it's dead, right? So, if it's a recent store and it's not making sales, obviously there's things that you need to do to work on it. And don't forget, the Etsy algorithm is also still kind of figuring out where you fit. And if it's a 2-month store, I need to know also about specifics. How many listings do you have? If you got like 5 listings, obviously you should be building up to around the 100 listing benchmark and then beyond, right? Obviously then beyond, just to give it an idea, because obviously the more listings you got, the more chance of getting those sales. If you got 5 listings, don't expect to get sales, even though you might say some people do, yeah, but that's exceptional. You got to make sure that you keep listing. And obviously trying to sell things that people want, not what you think they want or what you like, right? So let's just go back to that whole premise. If it's a year old, consider it dead. Can you revive a store? Yes, you can. You can. If it's dead, you can bring it back to life. It can happen. But let me just go on to the next question. But I just wanted to give you what the definition, I believe, of a dead store is, right? The other thing is, it could be a dying store. And what I mean by dying, it could be something where it used to make decent sales, and then all of a sudden the sales are trickling. So the sales used to be like, I don't know, 10 a day, let's say 10 sales a day. Then all of a sudden it's gone down to 1 or 2 a week. Yeah. That's like a dying store. If it's consistently doing that, right? But again, with both scenarios, it's possible to get it back to life or get it working again. And I'll go through the process on how to do that, because there is a process on how to do that. But look, for me, it's essentially this. There's a few things, actually. I'll do it in a minute. Now, remember, if you want me to also look at your store, there's a link below where I review your store, just to give you your own individual slant on it, what I believe may be the problem with your own individual store. So check out the link below. It's like a shop review thing. Now, there's another question is, AJ, should I start a new store as I have no sales? Like I said, I used to make a lot of sales, but it has dried up now. And I used to get around 12 sales a day, and now it becomes about 2 sales a day. No, sorry, 2 sales. Yeah, 2 sales a day. And I would say that you need to start looking at your listings. You start looking at what you're selling. Is there demand for it? Looking at your photos, your videos. Looking at how you're attracting people. Because what happens is sometimes you get into a niche, and then obviously a lot of people are coming into that niche. Let's say at the time of coming in, it wasn't so saturated, and then all of a sudden it's drying up, because you can see around you the competition is increasing. And when that competition increasing, people are doing stuff, and it happens all the time. Like, you go into a niche. It's happened to me. I go into a niche, I'm thinking, whoa, it's crazy. Look at this, I'm killing it. And then all of a sudden you see all the listings around you. The price is getting cheaper, like they're doing stuff, and, it's standing out. And, I can even see that, the sales will start getting a bit less. So you can't stay still in this game. You got to keep moving, keep tweaking, keep improving, and in that case, you're making sales. So, but what you have to do is have to ramp up. For example, see what works for that particular type of product that you're selling. So, for example, you might need to do bundles if you don't do bundles, because that's going to add another layer of which will help you. You might need to start selling, making sure your niche sells within those seasonal periods like Halloween, autumn, Christmas, and start gearing up your designs for those periods. So you might have a niche, but you might need to gear it up for those times. Look and see what people around you are doing as well. Look, when you got something also like, like I said, EVERBEE, which is my SEO software, you get to see and understand people around you, how well they're selling, right? So it's a bit of an insight, an insight into what people. This is why I say EVERBEE is fantastic, because it gives you an idea of how much people are selling, what their conversion rate is. So you're able to see around your people around you on your listing. So find your listing, look at people around you and how much they're selling. Because if they're selling really well and they're a younger store than you, then they're doing something correct, right? So have a look, analyze it. Maybe their images are fantastic, like nice and clear. Look at your images, compare it. Maybe you don't have a video. So what I'm saying is, if the sales are going down, you need to boost it up again by looking at your listings, right? Simple as that. And a good way of doing that is using something like what I do, EVERBEE SEO software. Check the link in my description, free access. And what you can do is just see what people are doing. Because look, it doesn't stay still. Sales don't stay still. You got to keep moving. You got to keep improving. Competition increases, right? So you got to keep and then you also need to keep moving and finding those new niches as well, those new areas that are unsaturated within the niche that you're in. Okay, but I'm going to come back to a few important things, right? So, like I said, drop a comment below if there's something that you want me to kind of answer as well. I'm happy to help. So, yeah. So it says, how can I? This I think this is part of the same seller. Same question. How can I revive my dying store, AJ? How can I revive it? Like I think I've just gone through it really. Um, you know, you need to look at you. This is what you need to do. If you need to want to revive your dying store, let's say, you need to look at your listings, analyze your listings. What list? If you got listings that haven't been selling right for a year, let's say, then literally those listings are dead. So what you have to do is you start removing, get rid of those listings, and then start replacing it with listings that are new and that you have researched and that you have found out are good ones to get into. All right. But how do you do that? So like I said, I might use an SEO. I use, like I said, EVERBEE. And what I'll do is, now let's say my niche, whatever you want to call it, is a Tumblr wraps, right? All these are Tumblr wraps, okay? Let's say that's my niche. I'm going to start looking and seeing what things are selling. Now, obviously, as Halloween comes, as Christmas comes, you know you got to start gearing up those designs that have that angle, okay? And what I mean by that is I will start doing some keyword research. Keyword research is basically typing in things, next to the word Tumblr, like for example, and you'll see videos that I've done on this, something called a Highland cow. Highland cow, I'm not really a fan of Highland cows, but they can be very popular and they can sell very well. So what you would do is you would do a design for something that people actually want. So you have a design on the Tumblr, because Tumblr is your niche, let's say, for Highland cows, as an example, right? There's loads of examples, but I'm saying. So then you'll start designing Highland cows, and you can see here are some examples of Highland cows, and you can see that they can be very, very profitable, right? But there are many layers to this. I mean, this has a results of 11,377, right? But it's about niching down, guys. It really is. It's about finding a good niche, yes. So let's say your overarching thing, you're a Tumblr store, Tumblr wrap store. Let's say you start sub-niching down. So you're going to have your Halloween designs, your Christmas designs. You might have Highland cow designs. You might have bundles. And every niche has a sort of thing. Like in Tumblr wraps, it's really good to do bundles as well. So you might start thinking, okay, Highland cows are good. I'm going to add another layer. And the layer will be a bundle of Highland cows in different styles. Okay. So even within the sub-niche, you sub-niche further, if that makes sense. And then I would go even further than that. So you would then start looking, okay, Highland cows are popular, but actually baby Highland cows are really popular too. And not only that, but the results are less. So that means you have less competition to get in, right? So then you're actually getting into a sub-niched market, the baby Highland cows in your Tumblr wrap designs. Now, obviously, then you can even go further than that, actually. You could actually go and say, okay, I'm going to do baby Highland cow Tumblr wrap within a Christmas sort of theme. And then you can see these are sort of baby Highland cows within a Christmas theme. And then you've also can do this as a sort of bundle. So, this is a prime example where somebody maybe have niched down, and you can see a nice little video of baby Highland cows in a Christmas theme. And that's a fantastic case of niching down further and further and further. And this is what I'm trying to say, guys. There are so many opportunities when you keep sub niching. It's amazing. But and how you verify it, you probably need to come here and then on EVERBEE or SEO software, where you type in baby Highland cow Tumblr, and then you actually look at keyword scores. Then you might add Christmas to it, and then what you'd need to do is you need to see and find out what kind of volume that these things may have, and then look at the competition, right? So you'd look at the competition. I mean, just as a prime example, although it's quite a low number, but you'd have to look at certain keywords. And what you do is you look at the volume. So I look at volume, how many people are searching for it. I look at the competition, and then I'll look at the keyword score. How much does it get? So obviously I want a low competition keyword score within the Tumblr Highland cow sort of sub niche. And then I would start focusing my designs on that, because then this is where you realize that, okay, if it is cool, if it works, then I'm going to start gearing up my designs for that. Now, obviously, if it's something like Christmas, you can't do it at Christmas. You got to make sure you got this about 4 months before the time so that you can start selling it, right? And like I said, I could just type in Halloween, because it also works for Halloween. It works for different times of year. But look at the specific baby Highland cow. So I've gone from Tumblr to a Highland cow where I've identified. I've gone down to a baby Highland cow, and I've subjected even further to a Halloween baby Highland cow. And look, here are some designs that are geared towards the Halloween period, right? And again, some of these are really fantastic. Well, a lot of these are fantastic, and they do really well, and they make a lot of money, right? This is what I'm saying. It's the sub niche that really sells it for you, and this is where you're going to get that visibility. You're going to get that score. But look, essentially, coming back to also what we were saying about dying and dead stores, you got to remember one thing. Is if you can revive your store and you can replace those zeroed out listings with new quality listings, and you do this every day. So if you've got a store and you can see all your listings are dead, they've been dead for like a year and nothing is selling, then start replacing them bit by bit, right? Every day, replace 2 or 3 listings that are dead, replace it with quality ones that you've researched, that you've found that are really good, that have a good keyword score, that would sell well, that are not so saturated, that you can get into. Remember, your store also should be, the best kind of store idea is one that's already niched, that's already in a niche, right? General stores can sell, but they don't sell nowhere near as good as niche stores, whether it be like a Tumblr niche, clip art niche, be a niche, be a niche. And then sub niche, right? Those niched stores are the best, right? Because the algorithm knows you, understands you. Start pushing your designs where the customer wants, because it knows where you are. If you got a general store, they don't know where. Etsy won't know what to do with you, like where to push you, what to put you. And even the thing is, when someone comes to your store, when they buy one thing, if you're in a niche store, they're gonna buy other stuff as well, right? This is the beauty about this. So start replacing your zeroed out listings and put in your quality listings. Now remember, if you got a dead or dying store, don't give up on it, right? If the last case scenario, your last case scenario is that then if it's nothing works, even things that I've mentioned, then stop it and then start a new store. Then I would say, yeah, if it all doesn't work. But I will say, do your best to revive it, because you got an asset there. You don't know what's going to happen in the future. You've got an asset that is there. Etsy's store is an asset, right? It's a business there. It's an asset. And if you've got any sales, you've already built up some quality score within your store. And that is not, that's not a given, right? You don't know what's going to happen in the future. So as much as possible, if you can revive your store, my advice is try and revive it, right? Try and revive it. Do what I said, change over, do these listings, keep building those quality listings at least to 100 until you start seeing results. Remember, it's a patient game. It's not a gold rush. You're not going to instantly make money. Some people do make money quickly, but I'm saying that generally it takes a bit of time. So be patient also. Be patient. You got to have that patience. This is a long game as well. Right. So let me see. What else have I got? So like I said, once you've niched down, then it's about looking and seeing the SEO and how you're doing your listings, right? Because it might be a case of your listings were never that great anyway. You weren't doing it properly. So you need to make sure that, like I said, use something like EVERBEE. Analyze people in your niche and see how what they're doing, So like I might go here and I might say, okay, product analytics, right? Product analytics. I'm going to go to product analytics. I want to see people in the baby Highland cow world that are selling very well. And then I will just have a look and see, just get an idea. So I might type in baby Highland cow, right? Let's say I'm in the Tumblr wrap niche, then I'm gonna do Tumblr wrap. Yeah, I just want to get an idea, right? And then this is where you do your analysis, because look, you need to know what works. Not everybody knows straight away like what works. So look, I'm looking at this top listing, right? I can already see why it's doing well. And look, it's a 4-month-old listing. it's making $1,345, right? I want to be quick with this one just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. Now, I'm going to look at a few things, right? Look, I'm going to just show you this is what I'm talking about, guys. This is exactly what I'm talking about. See, this is making really good money. 1,345. It made 538 sales. And I'm going to tell you why it's making this much money, right? I'm going to tell you why. So let me go to the listing very quickly. This is the listing. So look at the sub niche. This is what I talked about, the sub niche, right? They got a baby Highland cow. It's in a Halloween theme, but you know, and it's got this witch Halloween style, right? It's only one wrapper. It's not even a bundle, right? Let me check this out. Now, I can tell you something. They probably got some really good keywords that have good visibility. Look at this. So they got really good keywords, and I can tell you Highland cow baby, which is a good one. A volume of 557 people typing this up, and the competition is 7,549. That's pretty good still. Highland cow PNG, Highland cow tumbler, Highland cow cup. Not sure what that is, but there you go. But those are some good keywords that it's ranking for, right? It's only a 4-month listing, and it's making decent amount of cash, and it's hitting on some sub niches. So it's a tumbler, which is which is Highland cow. They've gone to baby Highland cow. They've gone further down into the Halloween, and this is it. It's about sub niching, guys, and this is what I'm talking about, and it can work. So, and then what you do is, you know, you want to obviously just, you know, make sure that you look at the listing itself. Sorry. Look what it's doing. If you're going to analyze people around you, look at the kind of pricing they have. Look at, you know, any images they have. Look at what they've included, you know, and this is what you do, guys. This is what I'm saying. You kind of have to analyze the things around you, you know, and this is what I like to do. It's about analyzing. See, the next one is also another Highland cow, and that's making it over $1,000. So this one is slightly different. You know, it's got a Highland cow in a bucket. And again, you know, it's about looking and seeing what they've done, looking at their images, looking at also the other images that they may have, looking at their pricing, looking at the keywords that they're using, looking at their tags that they're using. So look, it's a science, guys. I keep saying it's a science. It's reverse engineering. You find what is in demand, what people want, and then you design around it. You don't look for the design first, all right? So what I'm saying is do your research, do your thorough research within your niche, see exactly what sells, what people want, and what people, the best ones out there that are designed really well. Look at their listing, look at their photography, look at their videos. You know, videos convert really well as well. And these are all things maybe that will contribute, well, not maybe, that will contribute to the sales, okay? So yeah, I think that is pretty much it. I'm not gonna go any further with that. I hope that helps you. Remember, drop a comment below, and I'll try and get back to you if you've got a question. Also, don't forget, check out the links for my description. Check out EVERBEE, the SEO tool that I use. And yeah, I hope that helped. I want to do, like I said, a series of these help kind of videos and try and answer as many questions as I can that people send me by email or whatever it is. Okay, so I hope that helped, guys. Anyways, if you like the video, please hit the like, subscribe, smash that notification bell. See you in the next one. Take care.